Oh man, I did a terrible thing. I was on
again.
You did a terrible thing? What did you do?
Oh shit. Okay, this is why I can't fucking go on the internet and see deals because I'm too prone to fucking pushing my finger down and saying, "Yay! Take my money."
What'd you buy?
Oh my gosh. They had a beautiful MXL RD77 microphone, much like the one that Dave Letterman used to use, the long one. Well, they had a copy of that, and stupid deal of the day over at Musician's Friend had it for 100 bones, mint in the box, sealed, ready to go.
Whose bones did you use to buy it?
My own.
Oh, we got 100 and some odd left then.
I had $106.
Oh, you mean money? Oh, not actual bones. Okay. Right,
yeah.
Yeah, so I paid it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went ahead and it's like, okay, it was a $400 mic and they're giving it away for $99.
That's a good price.
And it's mint in the box, and it's got all the shebang to it.
Have you tested
it? Pardon?
Have you tested it? Oh, that's right, you haven't gotten it yet.
No, I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
But I've had MXL before, and they're really, really well made. So I know I'm gonna be real satisfied when I get it. It is such a cool looking fucking mic. Once I get it, I'll take pictures and everything like that. I figured Merry Christmas to myself. I didn't get myself nothing for Christmas, so Yeah,
it's got like a pair of jeans and a calendar from Santa Claus or whatnot. But I got myself a cordless Bluetooth speaker. One to replace the one I gave you.
Well, thank you for the one. It does come in handy. I enjoy it very much.
Does Ivan even use it?
I do use it.
He used it at the barbecue.
Oh yeah, I use it. Yeah, I use it.
Digital technology.
Yeah.
I use it.
Bluetooth.
I use it. Yeah, Bluetooth. Yeah, I use it.
So cool.
It has nothing to do with dental, Ivan.
No. Oh, you don't want to get Bluetooth. I don't know if your medical plan will cover that.
Well, Bluetooth is better than Bluetooth.
That's not a good thing. That sounds like mold. That's not good. Moldy mouth.
Speaking of moldy mouths, hey everybody, welcome back. Happy New Year. This is the Squares of the Round Table. Welcome back.
All right.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah. In the year 2020.
Yay! 2020.
Don't do that again, Ivan. It sounds like something else.
What? I'm hitting a bottle against the table here.
I know, but it's not what it sounded like.
So welcome back, Jeff. How you been the last couple of weeks?
Yeah.
How I've been?
What you been doing, motherfucker?
What did I do? Let's see. I saw a few movies.
Good.
Over the holiday. And, let's see. And then I was at a gaming convention for over New Year's. And, really kind of got my play aspect down. Got to see some old friends who were in town and whatnot. And, just now it's back to the grind. There really are no... unless you were at like a school or a bank or something like that, there ain't no more holidays for like 4 or 5 months. So it's like, okay.
Now there was much fun and revelry the last couple of weeks, but now it's back to normalcy.
Not me.
Well, that assumes some normalcy to begin with, but okay.
I think normalcy? What the fuck is that, normalcy? I don't know anything about that shit.
It's that normal.
Duh.
I've never been normal. Fuck that.
That's why he's here with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you been, Ivan?
Me? No, I've been good. I mean, aside from what we were discussing, pre-show and everything like that, which doesn't need to be domain, but as far as
you brought it up anyway on the show.
No,
it's
but
okay, Ivan, I'll delete it.
Well, yeah, okay. Anyway, so the point of the matter, everything is
put in my private blackmail file.
Of course not. He's gonna put it at the before mark and just let it all go out there and shit. Not that I care. Not that I care. You know, I mean, no, I just
the
like I
truth
said.
Is, Ivan is really MC Poopy Pants.
You know, well, actually, you know, speaking of poopy, I went to go see Spies in the Skies, which I can try to throw that in for.
Yeah, you talked about it briefly on the New Year's show.
Yeah,
Spies in the Skies. What's Spies in the Skies?
It's animated.
It's the animated thing that Will Smith and Tom Holland came out in.
Tom Holland and Will Smith.
Yeah, no, that was no.
No,
Well,
exactly.
I saw it. It was either that or Cats, and I wasn't about to.
Oh, there you go.
You dodged a bullet. Yeah.
Oh, you had the same problem I did, which is, hey, let's go see a movie. Let's see Cats. What else?
You got roped into that?
No, I did not. It was like every time. It was. What other options are available that you would be willing to see?
Every movie's good compared to Cats.
From what I understand,
every movie for the last 100 years has been good to Cats.
Oh, I have a real thought about this. I have an idea for
thoughts?
the show. Yeah, I know. Don't Sometimes it hurts. I understand.
Did you push the tubes in?
I had a crazy idea. We should, when it comes on demand or something like that, we should do a show. Well, the problem is we have to do the video, and then we have to do the dub over. I was going to say, we should just do an entire show, like a Mystery Science 3000 kind of thing with cats. Like,
I'd be down
entire
for
movie
that.
and be like, oh my God, this is so
I'd be down for
I don't know if I could make it
I'd
the
be
first
down
half
for
hour, according to what I've watched and listened to about reviews and stuff.
Oh
See,
my
I think
God.
we could make it through the whole movie because we'd just be making fun of it the whole way.
Yeah,
My
maybe.
friend-
Maybe we just do like an audio track. Like we watch it simultaneously, and then we just hit play as soon as this title card shows, and then we can go from there. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Maybe it sounds like fun.
I mean, we could be sitting
Yeah,
there
that sounds
talking
like
about,
fun. That'd be cool.
We could talk about Jason Derulo's digitally removed package the entire time.
Not to mention all the abysmal CGI effects that were just plain fucking awful.
Did you hear about the facts? You know how awful they were? They were so awful they had to re-release a cut because in the first cut they didn't get fully done.
They did
digitalize
finish.
It wasn't because they said
so they didn't look like paws. They just had her hands on there.
Yeah, because according to all the sources that I've read, they were so in a crunch to rush this out there. They figured nobody was going to really notice these little details. Yeah,
She has human hands and she's a cat.
It wasn't done.
It wasn't done.
The CG wasn't done.
It wasn't finished.
So congratulations on not seeing Cats.
Yeah.
And just save that for a later date.
I want to do that for the MST 3000. That would be fucking awesome. That would be cool.
Yeah, we could do a Squares of the
SOTRT 3000.
Yeah. We really could do that. That could be kind of amusing.
Yeah.
SOTRT 2020.
So what movies did you see?
So the movies I got dragged to.
Dragged to?
Yeah.
I know you weren't looking. Go ahead.
Go. I ended up we'll start with the one I really didn't want to see, which was there's this movie my mom's been wanting to see, this thing called Parasite. It's supposed to be one of these acclaimed movies, and anytime the words acclaimed movie start popping up, I always get red flags because when critics put it on their like top movies to see for the year, and I've never heard of it. Usually that's a giant red flag. So we went up to...
It translated into lame?
No, first of all, so we had to go see it at the Highland Park. Expensive. Because that's the only place it was at right now. Okay. Then, what I did not realize is, the movie is in Korean.
Subtitled.
All subtitles.
Huh?
All subtitles. And I'm like, oh boy, 2 hours of this.
I'm going to bed.
And then it's like it starts out about this guy who ends up tutoring, whose like family's kind of poor, and he ends up tutoring some daughter of some rich people. And the next thing you know, they have figured out a way to scam to where they are all at some point working for the rich people, but nobody knows that they're all family. Okay? And then it just takes this weird turn where the ex-housekeeper shows up, and apparently her husband has been living in some sort of safe room underneath the house for some strange reason. And then it just gets weird. And it's just, all I can say is I'm like, okay, it was definitely different. I don't know. If you ask me about Yeah Mans, it's what the hell was that?
Question mark, Yeah Mans.
Yeah, I don't know what I watched. Right, it was one of those exactly that I watched.
It's a picture of a dead person. That's what's before Yeah Man.
No, in fairness, it's one of those where it's like, it certainly had its interesting moments. At the same time, it's like, okay, it's all in subtitles. It suddenly just goes off the rails in a weird direction that you're not expecting, and then it gets even weirder. From there it gets weirder, and I'm just like, I don't know. I can see why critics liked it. That's all I gotta say about that.
Because it's weird. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's artisan. It's an artisan type of thing.
The best is when it's over. My mom looks at me. She goes, "That wasn't very good." I said, "Yeah, well,
You see?
stop picking the artsy fartsy. Start picking the artsy fartsy." And then you'll get a kick out of this. So I saw Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
That was the other one on the list. That was the. Well, let's hope see cats. What else we got? Jojo Rabbit. Okay. So, how do I say this? As a Jewish American, I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable for a while in this movie. But it is a solid movie. It's really pretty good. Scarlett Jo is phenomenal in this movie.
I like the scenes with when it's just her and the girl. And the one scene where they're just like talking by the bridge or something, her and her son. There's some great moments in it,
I thought Sam Rockwell was really good in it too.
Yeah, I liked him a lot too.
He's phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah.
In fairness, my favorite part of the whole movie is Sam Rockwell. The kid comes in with Scarlett Jo, his mom, and there's Sam Rockwell going, "Oh, hello there," and she straight up nails him with a knee to the nads. That he sells better than any WWE wrestler I've ever seen. Exactly what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah. He plays a great, he has a great role as the demoted soldier, and he knows what's going on around him. He's wants to make himself very noticed on the battlefield. He wants that, glorious end, and he doesn't get it. But it was one of my favorite movies of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah, the other one where it's like, where he's like, I wanted the dog German Shepherds, not real German Shepherds. That was great. He went out and got real human German Shepherds. That's awesome. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
And what's his name was good as Hitler? See, this is where I have trouble. It's like, what's his name was good as Hitler?
Taika Waititi.
I don't ever want to really say that out loud.
No. You know what? He's not up for any Best Supporting Actor roles, I'm sure. And
It's like, it was really funny because my mom kept on insisting that this is something she wanted to see. I'm like, are you really sure you really want to see this? She's like, oh yeah, I've heard good things. I'm like, are you sure you know what this movie's about? And she's like, oh.
But it's not really him. It's the kid's personification.
But like within the first 10 minutes, she's like, maybe we should go.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no. You made me go to this. We're going to watch the whole thing. We're here.
I can understand you're being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you sat through it. I'm glad you soldiered through. No pun intended.
Yeah, really, seriously. But yeah, no, it's a solid movie. It's
I liked it a lot.
It's like when somebody's like, do you recommend it? I'm like, well, how do I put this? It's a good movie, but, again.
Yeah, you need to check your ethnicity at the door with it.
Kinda.
It's not so much necessarily that. Just,
Yeah, it's just really.
It's hard to articulate it.
Yeah, this is the problem. The problem is, it's like, I feel like I have to hand in my June card. It's like, okay, leave your tallis and leave your tallis and your lox and bagels at the door. You're no longer allowed in the party. That kind of thing. I don't know. But then again, it's one of those where I had that reaction too when Mel Brooks used to dress up as Hitler. I had that same reaction where I was like, really?
Well, the producers, Springtime for Hitler.
And To Be or Not To Be.
Yeah, I'm thinking To Be or Not To Be more than... Because he didn't dress up as Hitler in To Be or Not To Be. I mean, not To Be or... I mean, in Producers. He dressed up like that in To Be or Not To Be.
Yeah.
But, So seriously, Ivan, I am curious. The animated movie. So it's Will Smith trying to be a pigeon.
Well, it's not no. Here, let me go ahead and set it up for you. Okay.
Let's have the short version of the setup, Ivan.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Okay, good. Thank you. Proceed.
Yeah. Okay, man. All right.
Yes, you may.
Okay.
By all means, go ahead.
All right.
You may start now.
Okay.
Go ahead. Hurry up.
And time now.
All right. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding.
Come on!
All right, fine. Come on.
We're waiting. Let's go. While we're young.
You're egging me on. Okay. So you got Tom Holland, who plays this. It takes place in his childhood. He's the weird kid with the brain who could create all this stuff. His mother in the movie is a very heroic cop. Well, okay, and he's always looking for ways to try to fight crime without hurting anybody. Okay, unfortunately, life is what it is. So fast forward to him being an adult. He now works for a corporation that Will Smith works for, kind of a secret agent place. And he's still trying to create these things to try to battle the bad guys without hurting the bad guys or killing the bad guys. So he would come up with things like fluffy kitty dust. In other words, he would, and he experiments with Will Smith's persona. He flips his lapels. Next thing you know, here comes all this kitty dust. And all these people, all of a sudden, they're all enamored at the fact that there's kitty dust in the air, and who doesn't like cats? So while people are being distracted, the criminals are being distracted. He makes his escape, but he doesn't like this going on, and he brings his complaint to him, saying, "Look, if I need things to go boom. I need things that explode. I need things that kill people." And he goes, well, why do we got to kill people? Why can't we just apprehend them? And why can't we just, get them to, surrender and without having to hurt them, without having to kill them? Because was definitely a scar from his mother being killed in action as a child.
Spoiler.
Right, spoiler. So,
well, he already hit some spoilers, but we won't get into that.
well, yeah, I already
It's
gave up.
It's all right. Spoilers out
bit
of
of-
the way.
Okay, so anyway,
We should probably put spoilers on a couple of things I talk about. But oh well.
I'll post it.
okay. So anyway, long story short, they go through the movie and they're trying to have this confrontation between the two main characters as to how to go about this until one day he decides he's going to create another gadget for him to use. Well, Will Smith, who plays the super spy, inadvertently decides he's going to try it out without even asking Tom if he should have done it. Well, that's how he becomes the pigeon. He doesn't want to become the pigeon. He accidentally becomes the pigeon. And then the rest of the movie just follows out with him trying to work with this disguised being a pigeon. And of course it kind of goes into the obvious foibles of, oh, he's a pigeon. Now the other pigeons are attracted to him and all this other stuff. And they kind of work all this other things in the movie. Okay. Blue Sky needs to recalibrate what they're doing with their movies. I mean, it's far and away from their glory days of Ice Age.
I thought that was Warner Brothers Studios.
No.
Wasn't it that Ice Age?
Was it?
No.
I have no idea.
I don't remember. No. Okay.
Anyway, so the point of the matter being is that, yeah, I mean, it's a good $5 matinee movie and or rental to occupy an empty 2-hour slot for your kids. But probably more than likely they'll walk out on it in the first 30 minutes. But, but then again, there could be worse things like cats. So it was an off the cuff evening on Christmas Day that I did this because I had been with my family on the 24th. So on the 25th, I'm alone because everybody's in different directions. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go out into the world and see what's happening. So I go out, I grab a meal, I get into the Uber, I go over to the Regal Theater, which of course, have a lovely deal going on right now. For $21 a month, you can get a card and you can see as many movies as you want for $21 a month. It's really quite a good deal.
Yeah, AMC's got that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
AMC's got that too. It's like $20 a month or something.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful thing. So I realized this. I get in there and, grab my unsalted pretzel. Yes, I that crazy person about really salted pretzels. I like unsalted pretzels. And my little bit of water and just went in there, sat in the theater, checked it out, was like
so it's basically what it looked like in the preview, which was
pretty much
if you catch it on cable or something like that, that's
it's one of those. It's more fitting for that type of a situation than just yeah. So,
but I'm looking forward to that Onward though with Tom Holland and
that I want to see.
That looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
That I want to see.
Yeah.
So I did see before we get to the main event, which is obviously we got to talk about Rise of Skywalker, but before we get there, I did finally get to see something I wanted to see, which is I saw the new Jumanji movie.
Yeah?
I really enjoyed it.
Did you like it better than the first one?
I would say, I'm going to say no.
Okay. It suffers from that kind of sequelitis?
A little bit.
Yeah.
There is some of it where it kind of repeats certain things.
More the same but bigger.
More
yes and no. You know what? Here's the best way I can put this, Mike, which is what really makes this movie are the actors and the interactions within the movie by the actors. Because they do a great, like, for example, so, I mean, because it's in the trailer, I can talk about this. So, the kid's grandfather, who is usually the guy who plays The Rock's character, okay, ends up being The Rock's character, is Danny DeVito's character. So there's The Rock pretending to be this fictional character, and at the same time trying to use the mannerisms of Danny DeVito.
Okay.
And talking and trying to have a little bit of the vocals of Danny DeVito.
Hmm.
It's like the Rock trying to pretend to be Danny DeVito while he's The Rock. And it was kind of, I was kind of impressed. I was like, not bad. Just like, at one point Kevin Hart is basically trying to channel Danny Glover. And it's funny. That's the part that's funny. The part that's funny is that, okay, you've got all them. They're talented guys.
They have an on-screen dynamic, just like from the first one with Jack Black and Karen Gillian.
And then they add, I can't remember her name. It's the one who was in Crazy Rich Asians, the wacky one. And she was also in, Ocean's 8.
Aquafina?
Yeah. She's in it. And she's really good too. So it's one of those where it's like, Jack Black is really good. It's the part where the actors it's like they let, how sometimes the script may not, the script kind of goes through the motions at times, but they allow the actors to kind of do their thing. You can really tell that they're having fun with what they're doing on screen. You can tell that they're having a good time and they're having a blast. And
some of these lines are probably improv when they were filming.
Maybe. To give perspective, we heard about, in the middle of filming, there was a story about how, The Rock and Danny DeVito crashed some person's wedding in Mexico in the middle of filming, because one day they were at the bar and they're hanging out, and some guys were somebody's having a wedding, so they crashed the wedding and they had pictures and everything. That's the kind of level of camaraderie that they had, and you can.
That sounds like fun.
I'm sorry.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, no.
It sounds like dinner.
If you Google it, you can find it. If you Google Rock and Danny DeVito crash wedding, you'll find it. I think we talked about it on Square.
Yeah, we did.
We did
on the
a couple
news
weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would definitely give it, out of 5 yeah-mans, I'd give it 3.5.
Okay.
It's worth seeing. I don't know that I'd pay full price, but I paid early admission price, and it was worth it. It was fun. I definitely laughed a lot. I laughed a lot. I enjoyed it. It's a good popcorn movie. Am I sitting there saying I'm going to watch it again? If it was on cable, yeah, I'd watch it again. I don't know if I go out of my way to rent it, but it definitely does that. And I will tell you now, they set up for a third one.
Of course they did.
So, and you want to stick around because there is a stinger at the end. It doesn't take long to get to it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. It definitely, like I said, it's definitely a matinee movie. Because honestly, at this point, I'm almost convinced you can put The Rock and Kevin Hart in just about anything together, and you'll enjoy it. You'd have to do a lot of. You'd really have to work on it to make.
Yeah,
a
they
bad
had a
movie
chemistry
with The Rock
in
and Kevin Hart.
that Central Intelligence movie they did together.
Yeah. Well, now I can say it.
Yeah.
Now I can say this too, because the movie's been out long enough. Kevin Hart makes an appearance in Hobbs and Shaw. And
I'm not surprised.
It works. It works there too. So, yeah, like I said, and Jack Black is really good too in it. And like I said, it's just one of those where it's like, I'm trying not to give away too much in case people want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's a solid movie, and Danny Glover adds to it, and so does Danny DeVito. It works. It works. Like I said, it's definitely a good watch.
Yeah, cool. Glad you liked it.
So,
cool.
I don't know if anybody else. Mike, did you see anything other than Star Wars?
Remember,
Obviously,
now that you liked it so much, now I'm more prone to check it out.
Okay. Well, you've got your monthly pass there, so you're set.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see any new movies in the interim. Just we mentioned it last week, but the Eddie Murphy appearance on Saturday Night Live, was, super good. Finished The Mandalorian, and that was it. I didn't see any new movies this week. I've just been busy with post-holiday stuff. Had to drive into the city and take my sister back to the big city, because couldn't carry all her Christmas presents, so we stopped at Shaw's in Schaumburg. Got me a delicious lobster roll. Good.
So hey, I have a question for you, because you are a Disney Plus guy.
Yeah.
All right. So now Mandalorian is over.
Yeah. No.
Now what?
Yeah, right. the now what question comes up. Well, honestly, I haven't watched any new content since, so.
Right.
I've been trying. I will plan on it. Obviously, once Christmas is all put away and we can get back to normal life and watch the bad weather outside get bad while I can sit inside, stay nice and cozy with my television. But no, I've not watched any original content yet. I heard that Willem Dafoe, or is it Willem Dafoe? The one with the dogs, the sled dogs?
I don't know.
There's a movie about that coming. It's
Oh,
already out, yeah.
Called the Wild.
Yeah.
Well, they've got what? They've got the live action Lady and the Tramp, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not a big.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. And I know you're not looking for High School Musical the series.
No, that's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Although, isn't Jeff Goldblum?
There's a Jeff Goldblum series that's I hear that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some Marvel thing that I don't know if it's like Marvel actors and stuff doing good things for kids or something like that. I'm not sure. But that's on there. That I wouldn't mind catching some highlights of Rebels, because I've missed a lot of Rebels. And I guess
they're doing that was the other thing that's been
they're going to finish the last season of Clone Wars. That's coming soon.
It is something about they're going to do a new Rebels season.
Another season of Rebels?
On Plus.
Oh, man. That'd be good.
So, see, this is the one thing I questioned when Disney... With Disney Plus was it was like, okay, you're going to launch in November. All right, The Mandalorian's going to be out. And when I was starting to look at some of the other stuff that's new content, because people were like, oh, you can get the Marvel movies on demand. I'm like, yeah, do I really need the Marvel movies on demand?
Yeah, I did just that. New Year's Eve after dinner, before Ryan Seacrest, whatever, dropped the ball in New York, I watched Endgame on Disney Plus because I got too lazy. I didn't want to get up and put the DVD in. So it's like, yeah, I'll just do this. Boop, boop, done.
But see, this is the weird part to me was like, I'm like, okay, am I really looking to watch? How often am I really going to watch all the Marvel movies, or how often am I really going to go watch the Star Wars movies? And then people are like, well, there's this cartoon. I'm like, yeah, if I remember it. I mean, there's a part of me where I'm just like, I don't know what TV series are on there, like regular TV series that maybe I missed something that I'm like, oh, I can pick this up. Because I haven't, there's so much stuff on there, I wouldn't even know. But it's like, I kind of laugh because I think you could still do like the free week for Disney Plus. And I'm really tempted to be like, okay, Mandalorian only takes how long? Like 40 minutes?
40 minutes per episode, usually about.
40 minutes per episode. They're what, 8 episodes?
Yep. So that's like 4 hours.
So really, reality, if I took the free week, I could probably be done.
4 or 5 hours, yeah.
I could probably be done in that.
In one day.
I could probably be done in 1 week. I could probably be done in 1 week. I could leisurely watch it in a week and still not pay the $6.99 and be like, yeah, I did my trial, I'm good.
Mandalorian is worth $6.99. Just go in for a month. Just forget that extra large coffee or something and just go in on 1 month and watch it and explore. There's whole lots of stuff on there, especially like old 80s cartoons like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and Spider-Woman and 90s X-Men.
Some of those don't hold up.
No, but it's like part of me childhood, so.
Yeah. I don't know. The other part is I hate and this is what's gonna make you laugh. It's like I'm flipping around on cable, which I pay for because it comes with the condo.
Yeah.
So it's like there are enough of these Marvel movies on cable. Yeah, okay. There's commercials and they cut things down and it takes forever. But sometimes it's like, oh, that's on. Oh, good. That's fine.
Ivan, you watched anything over New Year's?
Did I watch anything over New Year's? No, not particularly. The only thing that grabs my ire is they're coming out with a high fidelity series.
Your ire? Oh my!
Why would that give you?
Well, yeah, it was. He didn't like high fidelity.
I didn't like
really?
No. Sucks to dick.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, this doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, high fidelity sucks to dick. Sorry.
Come on, top 5 reasons you hated high fidelity. Go.
All right. 1, it's unrealistic. 2, Jack Black is carrying on as a character that, for most of it, doesn't even exist. The fact that
part of 1.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't this a fictionalized movie?
No, because see, all right, the basis of high fidelity allegedly takes place, in a real record shop and all this other stuff, and these over the top presentations of all these people, make all of us as record collectors and people who run businesses. They wear a bunch of stupid animals.
Yeah, they're caricatures.
You do realize that this is basically that high fidelity is essentially Better Off Dead with John Cusack at 30, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you do realize that was basically what high fidelity was.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that killed his career. But anyway, all I know is
High fidelity? High fidelity? He hasn't killed his career.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I would admit.
I think was it 2010 or 2012 killed his career?
Yeah, something killed.
Has it? No, he's done stuff.
What's he done lately?
What's he done lately?
I haven't paid attention.
Nothing.
I haven't paid attention.
It's
no one
that,
has.
but
he could be doing stuff. Hold on. All right, fine. All right, it's IMDb time. You guys suck.
All right, what else? While Jeff is looking up John Cusack's storied career in the 21st century, why don't you tell us, elaborate more as to why you don't like high fidelity?
Well, I just don't like I don't like high fidelity because, I mean, rather it's fictionalized or whatever, it just gives this portrayal of people who collect records as being neurotic and not, loners and not having lives and that, you get these people that, you know what, we do have people that are very, they're very spirited and they're very much into their collection. I get it, all right? But, not to the point where you're going to go sit there and get obnoxious at customers just because, they come up with something and you sit there and you laugh at them because of their choices, their things like that, and it's just, I don't know. It really left a bad taste in my mouth when I saw it because everybody hyped it like, oh yeah, Ivan, you're a record collector, this
That's where it went bad.
What?
That's where it went bad.
Yeah.
See,
so
I would never have hyped that movie in that means.
Yeah, well, see, they presented that situation to me, and then once I sat there, and I kept looking at my popcorn more than I did at the screen because I was looking at this guy, the 10 reason why, about, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you kidding? I'm a record collector, man. Let me tell you something. Pussy shouldn't be something that you should be, that you're concerning yourself with your life, with your record collection. There's something wrong there.
Yeah, but he sold 6 albums of the Ya-Ya Gang or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, which I just
damn well that would work too.
I didn't get it, okay, and I didn't like the portrayals. I didn't like the story. I mean, had they dialed back a few things on some of the character presentation, had they not made it, they tried to, it's a love story, but with a person with records. It's like, people, what the fuck? You're gonna go ahead and make a movie about a record collector and everything. Okay, we do lead very, very active lives. Okay.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
With your records?
With my records, baby.
Yeah.
I go out, I play my records, and you'd be surprised at some of the action.
Ivan, I think you're the exception, not the rule, because a lot of record collectors aren't DJs, at least in the sense that you are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got a lot. Okay, here's the thing: when you're a record collector first and everything, okay, and I can see the point of, record collectors who are just record collectors, and yes, there are some that are very introverted. They're into themselves. They're very weird, and they just, they don't go outside the door if I'm allowed to use that, and then you got those that the record collectors who decide, okay, we got into the world of being a DJ. Whoopee! Okay, we get, now my records are not only serving me a personal purpose, but a professional purpose, which, okay, that's another thing. And then, of course, now with the masses getting, into vinyl and that whole situation where a lot of that is, okay, I collect records, therefore I can be a DJ too. No, just because you collect records does not make you a DJ. No, it doesn't. But you got a lot of people that are convinced of that.
Okay, so I do have John Cusack's IMDb.
All right.
Up. So this is after High Fidelity. So in 2001, and I can't blame John Cusack for this, this movie kind of disappeared, but it should have done better for him. He did a movie called America's Sweethearts. It's him, Julia Roberts, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Billy Crystal, and Hank Azaria.
That's a good cast.
Yeah, that movie should do better than it does. I'm surprised that's like not one of these TV movies that gets played on a regular basis because of the cast. You know how like Airheads does that all the time, where it's like a cheap ass movie that you can get for. Also in 2001 was Serendipity, which is a popular movie. The one with him and Kate Beckinsale. I know women who absolutely love that movie. I will admit, I'm looking at this here. There's movies here I don't recognize. Something called Max, something called Adaptation, Identity. Runaway Jury was in 2003. I do remember that.
Was that Queen Latifah in that?
Ooh, Runaway Jury?
Who was in that with him?
That's, hold on, I'll pull it up. Dustin Hoffman.
I didn't think of something else.
Dustin Hoffman, Gene Hackman, Rachel Weisz.
Okay.
Bruce McGill, Jeremy Piven. Yeah, this is the one about the small town that they screw over. They screw over Gene Hackman's character, who's the big time lawyer who screwed over the town.
Okay.
Must Love Dogs was a big movie for certain people.
Yeah.
Like the romantic comedy. That's 2005. I know Ice Harvest was supposedly bad. Something called The See, then it starts to get weird. You get stuff like something called The Contract, Grace is Gone, 1408, something called The Martian Child, Summerhood, War Inc. I don't recognize a lot of these names.
Yeah.
Something called Igor, which is a animated.
He played.
2012 is here. Here's the one you're missing, Ivan, is the other part where he kind of makes a little bit of a comeback. Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, that one, I guess, somewhat popular.
That's a big.
That was a big
movie,
deal.
And there's the I think he's in the sequel, right? I assume he is.
I don't know. Is it on the IMDb page? I mean,
I'm looking and I'm trying to get there because it's been such a while for it. Because I'll be honest, a lot of the ones after that, it starts to get ugly. Hot Tub Time Machine. Hot Tub Time Machine in 2015, and I guess he was in Spike Lee's Chirac. But he's been working. Looking at this, he's been working solidly because there's a lot of movies here. Some of them I just don't recognize the names.
Right, some of them just.
But he's been working. He's been working solidly.
Could have been some indie films.
Yeah, or something where
Just to pay the bills.
But he's been working solidly. So.
Well, good on him.
And in fairness, he's had a few hits. So the answer is
High Fidelity did not kill John Cusack's career.
And 2012 did not kill.
No, neither
John
did
Cusack's
2012.
So. Not in fairness, Hot Time Machine might have, but which is ironic because then they went out and did a second one. But I don't know. Oh, you know what I did see over the holiday that I saw, and I resaw it because I had HBO for the day. Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, upon further review and revisiting, that's a better movie than I remember it being.
It's solid.
It's a better movie than I remember it being in the movie theater, where I was literally near the end going, okay, come on, let's go. It's still way too CGI heavy near the end.
Yeah, exactly. I hear the big battle. CGI battle at the end was a little over the top.
That's just it just doesn't work.
No.
But that movie's better than I remember it being. Upon second watching.
Like, yeah, that battle at the end seemed like a video game cutscene.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't even pay attention to what the hell's going on. It's like, what is going on in here? I don't even know.
Right. It's like Michael Bay underwater.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. But, yeah, he's good in it. Jason Momoa, he's solid.
Yeah.
And
like I said, I wanted to mention it because I saw it again over the holiday, and I was like, you know, at first I was like, Aquaman. I'm like, all right, it's been a while since I've seen it. Let's give it a shot. I was like, you know what? This is a lot better than I thought it was. So. And what's her name is pretty good in it, too. Amber Heard.
Oh, yeah.
She's not bad.
Oh, she's easy on the eyes. It was good.
That, too. But,
yeah.
But yeah, okay. Did you catch today? Apparently, Marvel's talking to Christian Bale.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
All right. Marvel's talking to Christian Bale about doing a movie. And it's really funny because one of the sites is like, "What character would you like Christian Bale to play in Marvel?" And you know what my first reaction is, right? Batman.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. His first day on the set, his first take would be like, okay, here's the line. No, wait, cut.
Yeah.
No, Christian, no. None of that. No more of that.
You know, she had sex with me.
Sounds like he gargled with acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I hope poor Christian Bale can find, that I wanted to see Ford versus Ferrari, but I didn't get around to it. And
me neither.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
That's another one of those.
So now it fell through the cracks.
Yeah, it did. It did. That's a movie where I'm like, I did want to see it, and I think it's at the point where I'm going to have to wait till DVR.
Yeah, I'll wait till it's on
I'm
demand.
not going to get a chance to see it. And I heard it's not something I should have waited for DVR. I heard something I should have saw in the theater.
Yeah, the big engines and the sound, is part of the experience.
Yeah.
I had a couple of friends saw it. They said it was good. And a friend of mine saw Knives Out, and he said that was really good.
Yeah. Well, this leads us right into the conversation, because I got to be honest. The real reason I won't see Knives Out is for the obvious one. I refuse to. I just can't do it. I can't support Rian Johnson. And every time I'm thinking about it, he comes out and says something, and then just acts like a dick again. I just can't do it.
Come on, Jeff, get over it.
No. I could get over it if you would stop acting like a dick. You have another movie out. You have a movie out. You have a movie out right now. You should be promoting your movie. Why are you still bitching about the fact about what fanboys are talking about your movie? Oh God, about your freaking Star Wars movie. Supposedly, it's a good movie. Why are you busy talking about Star Wars still? Talk about your movie.
It's the reporters that are egging him on. They want the meat of the story.
No,
they want that hook. They want a catch.
No, because he went on Twitter and
so
said
he's bringing
shit.
it up still?
Yeah, he went on Twitter and said shit, too.
Well, think of all the DMs and PMs he's getting from all these jackass fanboys.
Oh. You know what the funny part is? Someone asked JJ the same question, and JJ goes and takes the high road. And he's like, if fans don't like it, I understand. If fans like the other movie better, that's okay too. Everybody's entitled. JJ gives like the total diplomatic answer.
Yeah.
And it's like,
because he wants to stay employed by Disney.
Well, keep in mind. Well, no.
Yeah.
No, actually, that's not true because JJ's not going to be able to do Disney. He signed that huge deal with Warner Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
So he's done. He can say whatever the hell he wants. But, he's smarter. He's smart enough to sit there and go, you know what? I'm not getting in the
I'm not going to make a big deal out of this bullshit because that's what it is.
Well, good on him for taking the high road. Wish more people would.
Well, if anything, it just makes. See, this is the part I laugh about it too. Is it's like if I'm JJ and I'm pissed off at Rian Johnson, there's only one real way to bury Rian Johnson. Take the high road.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You did just that.
Take the high road and watch him just get pulled down by everybody.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, if he wants to sit there and hold his dick forever on something stupid like that, then so be it. That's just so dumb.
I don't know. He's made a couple comments on Twitter, and it's just like.
Well, and don't let it get to you. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, the problem. Yeah.
I
swear, it's. I gotta know something. I gotta know who his publicist, whoever is Rian Johnson and Zack Snyder's publicists are. I need to know who they are. Because they're freaking brilliant. Because every other article from like the nerd media is something about Zack Snyder about Justice League from 3 years. What is it? 2-3 years ago now?
3 years ago.
Okay. Or Rian Johnson and why Rian Johnson's Star Wars movie was the greatest movie ever. It's like, what the? Yeah. Nobody. Can we just talk about the movies that's here?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares.
Some people do.
Some people do, but the people that do, I mean, is it a thing?
Well, and the slant is, here's the amusing slant, which is, the critics score for Rise of Skywalker is horrible, and yet the fans seem to be rebelling and seem to really love it and seem to be really pushing it. It's like, hello? No, you're just spinning it. People are okay with the movie. Sorry. I'm sorry that, and then right away it's, it didn't make as much as Last Jedi. Well, yeah, after you pissed off a fan base, I'm sure it didn't. I don't know.
But the fandom likes what it likes, okay? And if the individual people that are in the movies are going to be 2 or 4, the whole situation, I mean, basing that upon that on a actress / movie basis, yeah, some people can enjoy a whole movie and not necessarily enjoy the fucking actors. Or, some people can like the actors and not really care for the fucking movie. It's kind of
well. All right, so this gets us right to it.
All right, let's get down to it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker, this is the time you should pop off.
Yeah, as you know, with movie spoilers, so.
Although, in fairness, we've had like 3 weeks. If you haven't seen it by now...
Yeah, I think maybe because, we're going to have, obviously, spoiler tags, so.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Just fine.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't gotten around to it, man.
You went to see that stupid Spies movie with freaking Will Smith?
Yeah, I went to see
South Holland?
South Holland movie because...
South Holland.
Tom Holland is at South Holland. It's a place on the line.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah.
We should send you there for not.
Well, you got your unlimited card now, so go see Star Wars.
I will go see it. But in the meantime, if you guys want to talk about it, talk about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, wait, stop. We got to get to this. How did you go see a freaking animated movie with Will Smith being a pigeon instead of going to see Star Wars?
Well, because actually, when the day that I went, the theaters were still full; they were still sold out. So it was a day. It was a day I went, and everybody just bought things up. I mean, that
Christmas
happened.
Day. I mean, it was still 5 days after the premiere.
True.
So
Yeah, exactly. People are still fucking seeing it, and unfortunately,
still making $4, $5, $6 million a day.
That's right.
You gotta come out like near like at the Village, okay? Because I think Mike just about died because I pulled a ticket the night of the premiere night on Thursday night.
Well,
and I did it on walk-up without.
Like I said, well, you consider yourself, you have that talent. Okay, that's
it had
wonderful.
nothing to do with talent. I was like, okay, let's take a look. Wow, there's open.
Yeah, you lucked out. You lucked out.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
It has nothing to do with luck. You know what it is? They were running that thing every 15 damn minutes.
Yeah, that weekend they were running it every half hour. Yeah.
Yeah, they were at my theater. They were running every 15 minutes, and they were running it till about 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, as we were walking out to see Rise of Skywalker, there was like a 12:45 showing, and we were walking past. I'm like, oof, Jesus.
Yeah, no, they.
Yeah, they ran it.
It was funny because I was gonna go in the. I was gonna go in the morning on Friday morning, and I'm like, I looked at the price of the ticket because apparently the earliest time I could get to was one of those Dolby theaters with the good sound. Now it's funny, that theater was kind of sold out, and I think that's the other thing. I think the people who want to see it in 3D or IMAX or in those nicer theaters, yeah, those theaters get booked up fast. If you're willing to just watch the regular digital print, you got a better shot.
So going in, obviously I had low expectations. I didn't see The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi before I wanted to see this last one, to finish up the sequel trilogy. But I didn't do that because I was like, obviously just too busy with the holidays and I didn't have the inclination. So I just went in and had 5 of my good friends. We had our little half a row, or like 1/3 of one. And we sat through a half hour of trailers.
Yeah.
And then I had a good time. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
Cool.
I'm with you. Is it the greatest Star Wars film in the world? No.
No, it's not my favorite Star Wars, but it was Star Wars.
Yes.
So it's very Star Warsy.
Yeah. Well, look, let's put it where it is, which is you had 2 hours to fix the mess that was Last Jedi and somehow end the trilogy. Truth is at some point what should have happened is they should have sat there and said, you know what, we need one more movie. JJ's going to get 2 movies. They should have done that. They should have pulled for one more movie because after 8, they realized they screwed up. And they should have basically sat there and said, okay, JJ, we want you for 2 movies. We're going to pull you in for a 10th movie. And 2 more hours. Because really in reality, they need 2 more hours. There's some things that are missing or things that didn't happen.
But I think they tied it up in a nice little bow. I think they did a good job with what they had.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see some deleted scenes. That's what I want. I want extra footage. I want deleted scenes. And the most important thing is that they did carry Fisher a great deal of respect with what they had left of the extra footage from the last 2 films.
Yeah,
or was this extra deleted stuff from The Force Awakens that they used? I don't remember.
Well, I will say this. Rise of Skywalker may have my favorite. I don't know that 7-year-old me would have loved this scene, but 40-something-year-old me, there's a scene in this movie that I'm just like, you can say whatever you want about the movie. I love this movie, and that scene is the reason why. The rest of the movie can suck it if you want to say that. But that particular scene, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think you know which scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm trying not to spoil it.
I liked Lando. I think was slightly misused. I think it could have been in a couple more scenes.
Yes,
it was great to see him. It was cool.
Just like I did not realize that was Wedge Antilles with him.
Oh, I did. Me and my friend Bill were like, "Yeah, Wedge." That was great. That was great.
That entirely.
Yeah, that was great for me. Yeah.
I will. Here's where I'll agree with people from the Last Jedi crew. Yeah, I had problems with the fact that they did absolutely nothing with Rose Tico.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. And then they had this other chick from the ocean planet, where Finn and her were kind of relating because they were both conscripted as kids, into the First Order.
And I felt like that could have gone further too.
Yeah, it's like they didn't quite go there. It's like they didn't quite finish that scene, or they didn't finish that arc,
or something. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like they ran out of time. I feel like maybe they either ran out of time, or JJ should have said, "I need that extra hour that you gave Endgame. I need an hour like that for the last movie."
Well, this was 2.5. Or Endgame was 3 hours. So
right. You know what? They could have used that half hour, though.
Yeah, they could have used. I can argue that, maybe another half hour would have been a good idea. But I liked the comedy. The comedy worked. I liked the dynamic between Poe and Finn.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. I liked the what was it? Poe's like the love interest almost, with the chick that was kind of costumed like Ultraman.
Is it the same chick with the water? Well, I don't know.
No, it was on the
one who was Felicity. What's her name?
I don't know.
The chick from Felicity, Kerry Russell.
Yeah, I guess it was her. But I liked her. Yeah. I liked to see more of her. There's a lot of things I would like to see more of.
Yeah.
In this.
The Knights of Ren were nothing.
Oh, really, the Knights of Ren was like another red herring, just like Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
I was waiting for her awesome moment in either of these films, in the first two. And they didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking, it's funny. There's a friend of mine and I don't know if let's just say this. There's a friend of mine who tipped me off to something that I was like, oh, they really aren't going to go that direction, are they? And he's like, I think they are. Which is when in the first movie, in Force Awakens, there's really not a lot going on with R2-D2. Okay?
No, he's in robot coma.
He's in like a robot coma.
Yeah.
And then he's finally awake in the second movie.
Yeah, at the end, just enough to add the MacGuffin, which is the map.
Right, but then he's in the second movie, and he doesn't really do much in the second movie. It's all pretty much about BB-8.
Yeah, and then BB-8, the Imperial ball droid, or the First Order ball droid.
Yeah, or whatever the heck that is. That doesn't do much either. Okay, then we get to the third movie, and now it's all about this new droid.
Yeah, that was another one that was kind of misused. I don't know. You could have done without that little dude, but they just wanted to sell another toy. That's what.
And that's my issue. Okay, you're never, based on what they said, this is the end of the Skywalker saga. Does that mean if that means we're never seeing R2-D2 again? You've really kind of dropped the ball here. You really kind of dropped the ball. I don't know. Those are the issues.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's parts of it I would like to see more of. I would like to see a few more things fleshed out. And you said R2 was right there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not Anakin, not Luke, not Darth.
I mean, there's only 2 characters that have been in all 9 movies.
Mm-hmm.
R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yeah.
So I guess let's talk a little bit about that. So the thing with Chewbacca, I will tell you right now, when that happened, there were audible gasps in our audience.
It was me. I was taken aback. I almost yelled like Ray did.
I heard kids crying in my show.
Oh my gosh.
I heard kids crying in my show. Whoa. I heard audible gasps. And I went to a 10 o'clock in the night show, and there were kids there. And I heard kids crying.
Oh my gosh. And then then 20 minutes later, Don't worry, kids.
Yeah. I think here's the thing. Like, they do the one thing with 3PO.
Yeah, and that was in the trailer.
Right. They do the thing with 3PO. They do the same thing with Chewbacca, and I'm like, oh, wow. And then it's like, nope, we're going to undo that.
Nope, all better.
All better. It's like, I'm not against you making a big move like that. I am kind of like...
But everybody being okay at the end, I mean, this battle, this war against the forces of darkness, sometimes it comes at a cost in real life. And when it doesn't do that, I know this is space fairy tale magic, space wizards in outer space BS, but I mean, like, we lost a couple Avengers in Endgame, and I was surprised we didn't lose more.
Yeah.
And there are people who are drawing the comparisons between the Rise of Skywalker and Endgame, but let's put that aside. We'll put that aside. But yeah, with 3PO and Chewbacca in their situations being what they are, I was like, wow. And then at the end, oh nope, all better. It's okay. I'm like, all right, but all right. And sometimes you want that heroic end. Yeah,
and well, that's the other thing I have about Chewbacca. There's a few more other things that we're bouncing around all over the place, but think about this. Chewbacca has a life debt to Han Solo. Okay? Think about, by the end of the movie, and by the way, that life debt includes any known family to Han Solo. Now think about what happens in the movie to his family. To the Solos by the end of the movie. And it's like, oh, I get my medal. That's... I mean, if I was Chewbacca, I'd be a mess. I'd be a mess.
Yeah. What was that? Han's medal that they gave him?
No, they gave him the medal that they should have given him all along.
The one they gave him since... Like, yeah, I've been waiting 40 years for this medal.
Exactly. And I'm like...
Which is like 4 years in Wookiee years. That's like 10.
Right, it's like, here's your medal. P.S. Yeah. Every person in your family, in what is become your immediate family, is gone. Yeah, that's the funny part is, again, I want to be clear, I like the movie. I just wish that there were some things that I wish they kind of done a little bit more with, you know?
Yeah, and the dark...
A little bit more depth with, huh?
Yeah. The evil Rey that we saw in the trailer was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Just like, remember your failure in the cave kind of moment,
I will say I guess I might be the only idiot. I did not see that as the twist coming as to what her lineage is or was.
No, I didn't. No, didn't. But just the brief moment with her as Dark Rey. No, I mean, everyone's all like, is she a Solo? Is she a Skywalker? Is she Kenobi? Nope. And that was the spoiler I caught. I was scrolling through. I was guilty as charged. I was scrolling through Facebook, and on a page unrelated to Star Wars, it was a science fiction Facebook page. Somebody posted Rise of Skywalker spoilers, and I read the one spoiler. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
And I closed my Facebook. I was like, damn it! I hope that's not true.
I did not catch that one. No. The only thing I have questions of, so we'll just say it, which is, the fact that Rey is is a member, is the granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine. Yeah, that's a little surprising. The question I have is just like everybody else. Wait, Palpatine had kids? When?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this all retconned.
Yeah, it's like he had kids? When? How long ago? How come we're just fighting about this now?
Were they on, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where have they been? I mean, you get the idea.
I know. Well, we're used to it now. I mean, Star Trek Discovery. Oh, look, Spock has a sister. What? So, oh well.
Yeah, like I said, I think the thing that I really loved about this movie was basically, in some ways, the redemption of Ben Solo. That's what I really loved. I just wish
Yeah,
we
I
had
think
gotten...
they could have done, big spoiler, I think they could have done without the kiss.
Yeah. Well, like, for example, here's the part. Why couldn't we have a scene where it was Ben Solo and Chewbacca together?
Or flashback with young Ben with
you know,
with mom and dad.
Why couldn't we have had a situation where him and Chewie back to back fighting together or something like that? The Next Generation kind of thing.
And Luke saw the good in his father. He didn't see the good in Kylo. Maybe not good enough.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't.
Yeah,
so.
true. Yeah, we're
right. Well, like
we're talking about the film we want to see, not the film we saw.
Right. Well, no, it's just the reason I'm mentioning it is I think the reason we're talking about this so much, Ivan, is because there were opportunities for some really cool moments. And this is why
those moments were obviously between, by you two's gathering of the situation, a lot of opportunities lost.
Yeah, and again, this goes back to, I feel like a lot of it is because, okay, we got to clean up this mess.
Well, and
some of that was undoing Rian Johnson's handiwork. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, previous movie slop job cost this movie footage that would have been more worthy of the content of the film.
I wouldn't call it a slop job.
What?
I wouldn't call it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a slop job. I wouldn't call it a slop job. But what's really clear about things now that it's over, is I just really would love to have been a fly on the wall about when these three movies back in 2013, 2014, when they were mapping out that they were going to do these three movies, did they not have it figured out about, okay, here's what the first one's going to look like, here's what it's going to kind of look like all the way through? Did they not really just...
Did they not have a continuity between that encompassed all three films?
Because it certainly doesn't feel like it.
Well, you think that depending on who directed it, it became a question of piecemeal?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but it's all about the leadership, and that's Kathleen Kennedy.
Right. Yeah.
And
everybody has were they okay? Just answer my one question. Were they all directed by the same director? Were all three done by the same director?
No.
Two of the three were.
JJ did episode 7, The Force Awakens, and he did this one, The Rise of Skywalker.
So he did not do number 8.
No, he did not.
Yes.
Okay, so
that's why there's these disparities.
So here now looking at
JJ was not originally supposed to do 9 either, and I can't remember what happened. And I don't think it had anything to do with this as to why. I think something else happened where there was somebody was on another project or something, and then JJ got brought back in.
Well, okay, so looking at it from this plateau, from where I'm standing, just listening, to you two go at it, I come up with my own conclusion that, number 7, I'll put them by number. Number 7 had its basis in what was supposed to happen in number 8, but number 8, unfortunately, wasn't as cohesive or as fluid. So therefore, number 9 had to pretty much take all the loose ends and try to bring them in a cohesive closing way, which unfortunately took away from what would have been an otherwise it was it's a spectacular movie, but it could have been an over the top movie had they had the time and had they had the direction to have put this together.
There are a lot of essentially there are a lot of elements in 9 that should have been in 8.
Okay.
And
fair
really,
enough.
in reality,
Fair enough.
That's where, because there's like I said, that's the thing, and it's funny. I'm impressed, Mike. We have figured out a way to talk about this movie and not give away the biggest surprise of the movie.
Well, yeah.
I'm glad we've been able to do that, Mike.
Well, yeah. I like to think of my thought process as, okay, to be able to put together with what I'm given. And, so now here's my question.
I mean, the point being, Ivan, is, like I said, Mike, I did not, did you have any inkling that they had that lined up?
Do you think it was a cohesive work?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something else.
The big spoiler. What would that be?
Well, for me, the big spoiler.
Do you think that was thought of in number 7 and 8?
No, I'm not talking about 7 and 8, Ivan. I'm just talking in general in 9.
Of the big spoiler? What is the big spoiler? Let me know.
See, I'm trying not to. I'm trying
no.
Do it. No. Hashtag spoilers.
Okay, that Han Solo shows up.
Yeah, that was unexpected, and that was part of that big emotional scene.
Right. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I didn't expect that.
Really,
but notice
really
he was not a Force ghost.
No, he wasn't, and I think that's what's awesome about it. Too,
yes.
Is that it was that.
So he came back in the flesh.
Well, no, it's Kylo having
some kind of vision or something.
Some sort of vision memory thing.
Yeah.
A channeling of sorts.
And then he becomes basically back to becoming Ben Solo.
Okay, so he channeled that particular energy. Got it.
So, but the point being is, I mean, seriously, if you've ever had a, father-son relationship, any situation like that, it's like, I'm not crying, you're crying. Seriously.
It's Star Wars. It's always about daddy issues.
True.
Well.
But for once, it wasn't about forced daddy issues.
Yes, forced daddy. Forced daddy now.
Sounds like a rap. It sounds like a rap.
You know what? That's got to be the name of this episode is Forced Daddy.
Forced Daddy.
That's there we go. That's the name.
I'm your forced daddy now.
I'm your forced daddy now, baby.
Forced Daddy 9, man.
Yeah,
Forced Daddy.
So that's the other thing, Mike. I think. And by the way. I think that's the other thing, which is, I don't want to do this. I don't want to sit there and make this out to being what I think.
Okay, so,
but
what did you really, really like about?
What you really like about it?
Like I said, I liked the Ben Solo thing. I wanted more of that.
Yeah.
I wanted more of that. I wanted more of that situation. Fine. You want to kill him at the end? Okay, fine. You want to kill him at the end? Okay, fine.
Just kill him.
You want the martyr. You want the martyrdom thing? Okay, fine. But don't fling him off into the cavern. Him not being able to. No.
I knew he was going to come back. Movies always tell me that any bad guy who falls down a chasm is going to come back if you don't see him.
That's not the point. The point is, it's
just like the good guy doesn't die in the early part of the movie.
Yeah, but okay, so then it's him. Okay, so then it's the Emperor and Rey. Because we can't see. This is where the political correctness stuff comes in. Because we can't have Rey and Ben together fight the Emperor. No, we have to only have Rey fight the Emperor and win.
But like Luke said, 1,000 generations live in you now.
Yeah.
It's like she called upon, and she was hearing all the past voices of people that probably a lot of people she never met.
Yep.
But hearing all the cool voices was almost as cool. I would have liked to seen that line up like we had. See, that's the thing. I'm talking about the movie I wanted to see. But I really liked the action in it, where especially the opening scene where they were jumping from planet to planet. That was neat. Something we'd never seen before. Better than just pulling a Holdo and just using, your Lightspeed ship as a battering ram. I really liked the comedy in it. There were some great moments in the film.
Yeah.
Lots of good moments. And I liked Poe. He was great in it. He got his white X-Wing now.
See, the thing is that's amusing is it's like, when you sit there and say we're talking about what we wanted to see, the reason we're talking about what we wanted to see
because this is it.
Because not only is this it.
Well, yeah.
This is a good movie.
Yeah.
That could have been a great movie.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what the frustrating part is. Is it's like it's all right there for you. You need, but you ran out of time. That's why I keep saying. And in fairness, I want to give them credit for something else too. They had to rewrite this script because originally this is not how it was supposed to go.
No, because
Carrie Fisher was supposed to play a huge part in this episode, and that didn't happen.
And I'm glad they didn't go the CG route,
which is good.
Yeah, absolutely, very good. I mean, they say, well, as soon as she passed, they said, we're not going to do any more CG of Carrie out of respect.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. Yeah, it was a Herculean undertaking, and this could have been a disaster, but it wasn't. And it was very good Star Wars entertainment.
I will tell you this:
it's cowboys, and that's what my coworker, one of my elderly coworker, he's kind of like a grown up kid like me, and he said it's cowboys and Indians. So, and he's like, if you like any Star Wars, you'll like this one.
Just like speaking of cowboys and Indians, to all the people who are complaining that you're too high up in the atmosphere to be riding horses or whatever the hell you are on a Star Destroyer, shut up.
I didn't even think of that.
Just shut up.
Well, you don't know the atmospheric.
People live in that universe 24/7, man. They live, sleep,
well, no,
and breathe.
you've got people. See, the problem is when you've got people who are science fiction nerds and they start throwing science in. And I keep trying to tell these people, it's science fiction fantasy.
It's science
Star Trek.
fiction fantasy.
Yeah.
Right. It's a fantasy.
Right. It's not 100%.
It's not supposed to be logical. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a foundation in an actuality.
So no. Yes, I would recommend it. I give it 4 out of 5 yeah-mans.
Yeah, I would give it 4. I would give it 4.
All right.
I think as I was walking out of the theater, I gave it 4.5. But now after,
so here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Here's my other question to you. After watching the movie, do you really think they're done with those characters?
Yes. No. With those characters, we might see a cameo, but we're not going to see Finn, Poe, and Rey anymore.
You think so, huh?
Not in that trilogy. Not in that group. We might see one in a cameo or something. I think Poe there was a animated series after Rebels came out, and it wasn't very well received, but it was more kitty. But it had Poe in it. I think it was in one episode. But
you think so? Because why would you have?
Well, wait a minute.
Some of the endings,
with this mythos, they can jump all the way around. We've got Mandalorian after Return of the Jedi. They've got Rogue One just before Episode 4. They can jump all around and fill out all the gaps of wherever, or even go further back before Episode 1.
Yeah, they're talking about going to the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, the Old Republic, yeah.
They're talking about going to the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Which there's a part of me where I'm like, I'm tired of Jedi.
Well, didn't the video game cover this?
Yeah, that too. By the way, that's the other thing I found funny, which is, how is the Emperor still alive, blah, 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 yakety schmackety, people are complaining. I'm
yakety schmackety.
Well, I say yakety schmackety.
I like
people
that.
Going on and on. I'm like, go read Dark Empire and go away. Shut up. Go read Dark Empire.
They're still cherry picking from the EU too, so.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm good with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, although I will give them this. And nobody noticed that you created a giant Star Destroyer fleet out of nowhere.
It was on a hidden planet that didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
Just like Camino.
A planet that doesn't exist, that we weren't aware of, but yet you've got hundreds and thousands of Star Destroyers that you've been building, and apparently you've had there's an entire planet of people and followers and all this stuff that has been there all along.
See, this is why it's called creative license.
I understand. I'm
okay.
laughing.
Yeah, I mean, But that's the addressing of this whole thing, though. I mean, it's creative license. You can do whatever the fuck with it you want to do with it. And you know something? I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate with you cats. And I'm going to tell you, there is going to be another movie. I don't know quite what.
Well, there are other movies.
There are going to be other movies, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if what didn't get addressed in this movie gets addressed in another movie. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. It could happen. There's my dream. Can I go with it?
Yeah, sure. I'm kind of more with you, Ivan. I'm not sure with where some of the places that you've left, especially some of the characters, that they're done.
But I think they're going to get a spin-off series or a spin-off movie.
Right. I don't know that they're all going to come together in the same movie.
But I
feel like
there's going to be some of those characters out of this movie, but yet an introduction of some new angles in the next movie that might carry it into yet maybe even another movie.
Like, for example, I'll give you an example, Mike.
Or another franchise, which could be televised, animated, or done in a series.
Too.
Yes.
Like, I'll give you an example, Mike. Near the end of the movie, when the one who was like the head of like the former stormtrooper people,
right,
or the former clone troopers, is talking about not knowing where her home was, and Lando goes, "I'll help you find it," and I'm like, that sounds like
an opening.
Sounds like a Disney
sounds like a spin-off.
That sounds like an opening waiting to happen.
Yeah. Right, exactly. That to me sounded like that kind of an opening waiting to happen. Just like the Kerry Russell character that you're talking about, who was Finn's friend, who was the body.
Yeah, he's flirting with Poe.
Right, with Poe, where you and I sit there and say, we didn't seem like we got nearly enough. That seems begging for
that right there. Those two could also be expounded upon too.
And the funny part is, then you could bring in someone like Poe, or you could bring in someone like Finn. And I'm not positive like those characters are done. I do wonder if Rey's done. I think Rey might be done.
Well,
we might see her again maybe in, who knows, maybe they're going to pull in 20 years we'll have her as a as a Luke figure,
Yeah, that's a possibility. I'll give you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this into the future, but I'm gonna give it a number. I'm gonna give this a number. I'm gonna say within 3 years. Within 3 years, something is going to result out of this. This last movie, but something within the next 3 years is going to be a result.
Well, it may be faster than that because I don't know if you caught this, Mike. So there's enough. But because we kind of briefly talked about how Rose Tico pretty much disappears in this movie. The guy who wrote Crazy Rich Asians has said that he's willing to write for Disney Plus a Rose Tico series.
Well, and that right there. Yeah,
we're getting an Obi-Wan series. We're getting a Cassian series, which I would love. Because if it gets me more of K2SO, yes. Give me more Cassian.
And there you go.
Of course, the same guy who played Cassian, he was Zemo. And we know Zemo's going to be busy with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Is he really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that was a teaser for that, yeah. So anyway, I liked it. So I'm not entirely satisfied, but I was satisfied.
Yeah.
But I think maybe they left a taste. They left a taste in your mouth.
Yes.
Because
there you go.
They left a taste.
They left me a little hungry.
Right. Well, that's what
See, they left a taste in your mouth because you got the hors d'oeuvre. They're just getting you ready for the next course. See, and that next course is going to come in a way of those openings we talked about.
I didn't get an hors d'oeuvre. I got a full meal, but I could have had more.
I'd like more.
Yeah.
All right. Then
I could have had one more course before dessert.
Yeah.
Okay, then you were looking for just appetizer. Okay, a second course beforehand with dessert. Okay, I get
it. Stop talking about food. I'm on a diet.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What are we, hobbits? Second dinner.
Yeah, second breakfast.
Like yeah.
That's all right. I'm content. I had a bowl of cereal just earlier, so.
Yeah, I know. We heard it.
Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, that was good. Good way to wrap up the year. Jeff, you didn't get your top 5 movies of the year in 2019.
Yeah.
5 movies of the year. Wow.
Pick 5 or 3. What's up for you?
3. It was 3.
We did our 3. That's right.
3.
Top 3. I gotta pick 3. Oof.
He sounds like me now.
Well, I in fairness,
and most of them I didn't even think of in the same year. So
well, the thing is now it's been I gotta sit back, I gotta sit there and I go, okay, it's been a long year, and I gotta sit there and go, okay, how many? I've also seen more movies than you have.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a good movie year. It was a great movie year for you.
Right. So I'm trying.
I've had a marginal movie year this year. So.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. If I had to pick 3, in no particular order, Spider-Man: Far From Home is in the top 3, without question.
Okay.
Without question.
Okay.
Really enjoyed that movie. Trying to remember what else was this year. Boy, I kind of laugh because this is not a movie that was on my radar of things that I was like, oh my God, I have to see it. But Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
Hobbs and Shaw would be in my top 3.
Okay, so that's 2.
Boy.
We wait and anticipate.
God, I'm trying to. Well, the problem is I'm trying to remember all. Like, I'm trying to. Go back I'm trying to go back to the months because it's like okay.
I'm just being a motherfucker. Don't pay no
attention. Early in the year, we had what? We had Shazam. We had Captain Marvel.
Yep.
And
And then Endgame.
Yeah. See, my problem is.
We know your problems with Endgame.
I just don't know if I get. I mean, I think it's going to end up being 3 because I can't think of anything else. But I really thought Spider-Man from Far From Home was a better movie. And now I'm trying to remember what else did I watch this summer that was a this year movie that I'm like missing or not, something obscure, something different. And what did I miss? What am I not catching?
Did you see the Mr. Rogers? Did you see the Mr. Rogers movie?
No, not the new one. No, you mean Won't You Be My Neighbor, or you mean the other one?
Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Is this the documentary, or is this the Tom Hanks?
The documentary. I'm not talking about the one with Tom Hanks, no.
But that wasn't this year. That was last year.
Oh, it was? Okay, see, I did it again. Okay.
I think that was last year.
Was the year before.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going with Endgame. Because I certainly am not picking Joker.
Joaquin got the Golden Globe last night.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by that either.
No, neither am I.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, but
I heard that in 1917.
Wait. Number 3 is not Endgame. Number 3 is My Name is Dolomite.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay,
that was a good one. That was one I almost forgot.
That is a phenomenal film.
That was funny.
That was a good film.
Good, and I think on the basis of Eddie Murphy's performance in that, I think it brought him back real strong. I think it brought him back.
Until he does Norbert too.
Pardon me?
Until he does Norbert too.
Well, I think the age of acting stupidly is finally.
Are you sure? Eddie Murphy's awfully good about. Eddie Murphy, if there's money to be made, Eddie Murphy is there.
Oh yeah, that's true. But but he's older now, so I think maybe I'm hoping he's a little bit more conscious at the fact that he's not the young Eddie Murphy anymore. He's an older Eddie Murphy, and that he needs to make some more conscious choices. But I have to say, My Name is Dolomite was a very, very well thought of conscious choice. So it comes right down to this situation where, and then of course, and then on the heels of the movie was the appearance on Saturday Night Live. I think it actually gave him a really badly needed shot in the arm. From
him or Saturday Night Live?
Both.
Pardon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that for a minute. Have either of you watched Saturday Night Live in the last 20 years?
I have.
Not an hour and a half solid. Not the whole way through. It got an 11-year high as far as the ratings.
That doesn't shock.
Yeah, that's right. 11-year high, and I can tell you.
I know who it was the last time they had a high number too.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
was it The Rock?
I don't know.
When they had The Rock on that time, when they brought him on from the WWE thing, they popped a huge number. They had it.
Yeah, but it took Eddie Murphy, I think, to take Saturday Night Live out of that 11-year slump, and it's a slump. I mean, aside from
11 years, because I got to be honest with you, when Eddie Murphy made that joke about with black, when he made the comment about black people haven't watched since I left. You know what? Ain't just been black people.
It was everybody.
It been black people.
It was everybody. Everybody.
No, there are people. There are people who are like, "Oh, I watched Saturday Night Live. It was amazing." There still are people who believe that show is still good with great comedians, and I'm like,
"No,
if you say so."
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
No, I'm sorry. I have to beg to differ. Because having seen it from the beginning. And such, and
they were solid. The skits were solid all the way through. So you think that Eddie had a hand in writing all these?
Yes, he did, and not only that, the fact that the first seasoners, as I would like to call them, okay, being the powerhouse bunch that they were, they set a bar that was very high to reach. And in the wake of the first, maybe 10 years on the air. 10, 15 years on the air, and then after that, I think Murphy, to me, was kind of like the last holdout once he did leave.
Well, because it was It was him.
We've had lots of great comedians after Eddie left.
We have,
but not as a cohesive situation like it was when you had.
We had Dana Carvey and
Mike Myers.
Yeah, Mike Myers and Phil Hartman.
Okay.
Adam Sandler.
Okay, I will
David
give you
Spade. Farley.
Okay, all right. But we're talking on an individual basis.
Chris Rock on there?
Okay. When was the last time that Saturday Night Live had an end-to-end solid, performance from everybody in the cast?
No, I'll take it a different direction, but I get where you're going. Which is,
you know where I'm going.
I get where you're going, which is more along the lines of, as much as we've named off a lot of those names, they don't nearly have the star power of an Eddie Murphy. Their names are not like the Spades and the Farleys and those guys. They're big names. But,
I'm not taking away. I am not taking away from Carvey. Right. he was genius.
But they're not Eddie Murphy.
But they're not Eddie Murphy. It's Chris Farley. Yeah, he had his thing. He burned. I mean, he was great, but he burned it. He burned it out quick, but he didn't have the star power Murphy had. Okay, or some of the other cats.
But the point being is, if Eddie Murphy, let's put it where it is. Eddie Murphy was a phenomenal box office powerhouse for 3 to 4 decades.
Right.
To a level of which, look, there have been some guys who've made some serious money from coming out of SNL since then, but nobody has made the kind of the only person who comes close to the kind of numbers and money that Eddie Murphy made after SNL would be Mike Myers.
Thank you, Bobby.
World and Austin Powers.
But then, of course, you also have to think about the Mike Myers curse of him having the situation that, when Mike Myers gets into an enterprise, he literally runs it into the ground.
Well, no, but I mean, in fairness, he made a lot of money on those Austin Powers movies. Those movies were huge. They made a lot. That was right up there as one of the big franchises for a while.
Yeah.
Right. It was a big franchise for a while, but but for the times that he made those movies, would you watch those movies now?
Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch Austin Powers again.
I just watched the first one.
I'd probably watch the first or the second one. I don't know about the third one.
No, I walked out on the third one, but that's me.
I can't believe you even went to go see the third one in the movie. I don't think I would have done that.
Well, I went on a whim because I tend to do things like that, and yeah, about 20 minutes into it, I walked out of it. I was like, ugh, the hell with it, you know. There was money I could have put into a good steak or something, but man, yeah. But anyway, that's beside the point. But the thing is that yeah, you do have individual Saturday Night Live actors and actresses that have gone on to a modicum of success. Modicum of success.
I want to know what a modicum was.
Well, that was modicum, but I mispronounced it. A modicum of success, but not to the success that Eddie Murphy did, with exception to some of the stinkers that Eddie Murphy had within the frame of his 4 decades, you know, making movies and stuff like that. But then, of course, every actor has their great ones and they have their clinkers. Okay, I mean, you know. Look at, you know.
Yeah, but nobody's made the kind of. In fairness to Eddie Murphy, he's made so many movies.
Well, yes, he
has.
To
the point of where, you know, to the point of where it's like.
Well, I mean, you know, you got 48 hours, and then you got Pluto Nash, and you're just kind of like, okay, see, you know, you have your great ones, and then you have your. And then you're not so great.
I forgot about Pluto Nash.
I was trying to forget about Pluto Nash. What was the other one?
See, I keep back in the spirit
or something like that. There's another one like that or something. Or
well, then the Haunted Mansion was a suck too.
Well, did he do that too? Jeez.
Yeah, he did.
For a while, he came back because he did all those Doolittle movies, and those movies did okay.
Well, no. The Doolittle series with Keke Palmer, yeah, those were good. Those were good child fare, Disney fare. But then they stuck him in the Haunted Mansion, which was about a ride or whatever the fuck they call it over there in Disneyland that's been there for like 50 fucking years and everything. And they decided to make a movie around it, which made no damn sense to me. But he was involved in it, and it sucked ass. It really did, along with Pluto Nash. And what was another couple of? I mean, he was great in Cotton Club. I mean,
he wasn't in Cotton Club.
Yeah, he was.
Cotton Club? No way.
Not Cotton Club.
You're thinking about Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Nights. I'm sorry. You're right. Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights.
Cotton Club.
Well, okay. Well, it was made in that same era. It was a period piece. You know, and I like to shut off.
That movie does not get it's just
no. But wait, you mean what? Harlem Nights?
Yeah, that movie
Harlem Nights is fucking fabulous. I love that fucking movie. It's a great movie
with him and Del Reese.
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
That scene when they're out in the alley.
Yep, that scene is great. Every time that. If it's on somewhere and that scene is anywhere near
that you know, and then of course you know they're chasing him down and the one guy in the car, you killed my brother, you killed my brother, you killed my brother. That shit just cracked me up, man. It really did. It was a good movie.
So according to IMDb, now there's some things in here. There's some things in here that I wouldn't count as movies. But subtracting them out, he's somewhere between 55 and 60. Okay, why are they putting in music videos? He's between about 55 and somewhere between 50 and 60 movies that he's made.
Okay, and of the 60 movies?
I mean, do we really have to read
all? We're not going to go through all 60 of these movies.
I was going to say.
I want to sleep tonight.
You want me to hit the
You're looking at the list. You're looking at the list. Just give us a percentage of, you know, makers and stinkers.
Early on, they're better. As it goes on, they get worse.
Okay.
As it goes on, they get worse. Where it just starts to, and I forgot he did the whole Shrek thing for a while too.
That's right. He was Donkey.
He's Donkey.
So yeah,
I mean, he was an ass for a while.
Yeah, there's some stuff that for a while
And he was Mushu in Mulan.
Right.
He was great as Mushu though.
Yeah, the funny part is he's not. Is he not being Mushu?
He's not going to be Mushu in this one.
Right, or something along those lines. I mean, yeah, like stuff like Meet Dave. Imagine that. Now, in fairness, there is a few things here, like Tower Heist. Tower Heist was good.
Yeah, I remember. I did see that. That was good.
That was solid. And he's got Coming to America 2 coming, and then they're doing another Beverly Hills Cop movie coming.
Which I don't know how that's gonna. I don't know if that's gonna age. I don't know if those stories are gonna age well. I mean, given the
hey, Judge Reinhold has to make some money somehow.
Judge Reinhold, shit! I haven't seen Judge Reinhold's shadows, since Groundhog Day.
Is he still alive?
Yeah,
he's still alive.
I know. He's making. I think he got out of the secular movie business. I know he's making Christian movies now.
Is he really?
Oh, he found religion. Okay.
He found religion.
Well, good on him.
He found God.
I mean, yeah, well, good on him. He's making God flicks. Okay, beautiful thing.
There are some really bad. I mean, the problem is like when Eddie Murphy makes a bad movie, he makes a bad movie.
Bad movie.
Things like I'm looking here. It's like for every distinguished gentleman in Boomerang, there's Vampire in Brooklyn.
He also was in the Haunted Mansion. That was like from 2005.
That's what I was talking about, the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, well, Haunted Mansion. Yeah, right. Who thought of that shit?
Here, I'll give you an example. It's like, okay, we just got done doing Shrek and Dr. Dolittle 2. Now, in fairness, that Showtime movie wasn't too bad because that's the one with him and De Niro. That's the one where have you ever seen this one, Mike? It's the one where William Shatner's in it and he's teaching them how to do hood jumping on cars.
I seen bits and pieces when I was on cable, but it didn't really grab me. No.
That one's not bad for all the wrong
Wasn't there one he did with Steve Martin?
Yes, Bowfinger.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was good in a weird way, yeah.
But yeah, for every one of those, he's got like Adventures in Pluto
Yeah.
The Haunted Mansion. Like he did the North
Daddy Daycare.
Yeah, Daddy
Daycare.
It's like here, you do this great role for Dreamgirls, and you follow it immediately with Norfit. Yeah. What were you thinking, man? That like, meet Dave and imagine that, and you're like, and then the worst part is I'm looking at this, it's like there's a million of these Shrek things that he did, which I know he made a boatload of money on. I get it, but it's
he's got to pay the rent. He's got to pay for all those kids.
Within the frame of the DreamWorks franchise, he also made an appearance in Father of the Pride as Donkey when Donkey.
Yeah, they mentioned they have that listed here too.
Yeah, because I mean, I have probably one of the very few DVDs that were ever bought of the entire 14 episodes that made up that series.
They list that.
And I like to show the PJs.
Is that PJ?
That was claymation.
Was he in that show?
He was the lead character.
He was the janitor.
I think that is the best part. Here's the best part about the PJs. The best part about the PJs is the PJs people don't remember. What they remember is that it's the manhole cover in Futurama.
Right.
Because at the time the PJs was on, when Futurama came on, and they did a cross promo that way.
Yeah.
And Groening still kept it in the show.
Interesting. Interesting.
So yeah.
That's one of my favorite. That's just always something that sticks out, like of a show. There was one scene in the PJs where the cantankerous old lady who lives in the other apartment, who always complains and stuff, she was talking about how she got a new calendar. And Eddie Murphy said, why'd you get a calendar for? You're not going to finish it. I tend to, that sticks out for me as a funny one.
There's an example of a show that I wonder if it was just too soon.
What now?
I wonder if that show was just too soon, or the wrong place at the wrong time.
Or it just wasn't PC, so.
Like,
PJs was not PC.
No,
I mean, and in parentheses, it was IBH, ignorant black humor, which unfortunately, would never pass muster today,
It did on Saturday Night Live.
Well, but then
some of it was. Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
But see, you got to consider the proponent of the person who's putting it over. It's Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Eddie Murphy can do Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, get the laughs and get all the yucks out of it. It's Eddie Murphy that can do the PJs and get the laughs and get the yucks out of it because he's Eddie Murphy. It's kind of like, can you imagine Will Smith doing Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood or Will Smith doing?
Will Smith would never do that.
No, he wouldn't. That's not his MO.
But
I'm saying
Eminem talks about. That's like when Eminem talks about the fact that Will Smith brags that he doesn't have to do rap. He doesn't have to swear to his raps, and Eminem goes, "Well, I do, so fuck you and fuck him too."
But what I'm saying is not everybody can do what Eddie Murphy does and get away with the things he can get away with.
Hey, are we looking at the end of Will Smith being big time Mr. Willie style with some of the stuff he's done for a while? Because there's a lot of stuff that just ain't hitting for him.
Well, it's because it's, and I think a lot of it has to do with comedy aging in this day and age.
No, he's done some bad movies, man.
Well, yeah, he's done a lot. I told you he made a lot of bad. I told you that.
He's done some really bad movies.
The real fucking stinkers, yeah.
Well, Will Smith is Will Smith in these movies, and he rarely deviates from that. Smith,
he doesn't deviate from any of it.
He rarely does.
Will Smith is Will Smith in almost every movie. He doesn't deviate from that formula that makes Will Smith Will Smith. It's just like, Will Smith's in that movie. Okay, they know what they come to expect. Will Smith just being Will Smith. It was the same thing when they did Birds in Disguise. Same thing.
Spies in Disguise.
Or whatever the fuck they call it. All I know
remember the name of the film.
Whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah, that thing I saw, yeah.
Yeah, that thing I saw. I mean, it's the point I'm making here is that, Will Smith was still being Will Smith. He came across.
Oh, hold on a second, but there's
he came across in that movie. He came across just like he did in Judgment Day. He came across like he did in some of the other things he's ever done. I mean,
in fairness, looking back at this, it's funny. I'm looking at this now just to kind of look at it.
Yeah,
and it's like the problem is when Will Smith has a stinker, it's bad. I mean, it's just you sit there and you go
with Will Smith, but he's got a stinker. Everybody,
you're. It's just like
it's like the shit at the bottom of your shoe. It just
it kind of is. I mean, because in fairness, when I look at like I look at some of like the stuff where I'm looking at it, it's like I'm some of them I'm like, okay, that's okay. Like I'm trying to stick to after 2010. So like he does Men in Black 3, Men in Black 3. And then he did After Earth with his son, and that was just a mess.
Yep, that was a disaster.
That was a mess. And then he did something called Winter's Tale that I don't remember. He did something called Focus.
That's why it was so bad you don't even remember it.
Yeah.
He did something called Focus, and I remember seeing something about this, but I don't remember seeing it.
Did he get the Oscar nod in Ali?
He did, but that's not. That's
was it in the 2000s?
It is, but it's not in the 2010s.
Yeah.
No, it was like in the 2000s for Ali.
Right. But what I will give him is this. Here's an example where Will Smith doesn't act like Will Smith. Concussion.
Oh yeah,
he was really solid in Concussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where the comeback comes back a little bit because it's like he does Concussion in 2015. He does Suicide Squad in 2016. Which he did that Bright movie for Netflix, which I think they're in the process of making the sequel. And I know, and Aladdin was solid. So,
all right.
The problem is here's another example of where we're talking about this, which is he does Aladdin. It's solid. He does Gemini Man.
Oh yeah.
All like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And then he does this Spies in Disguise thing, and you're like,
Yeah. So now there's 2 in a row there now.
right. But in fairness, he should be fine because when's Bad Boys for Life coming out? Anytime now, right?
It's coming soon. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'll probably go see that. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together.
Well, I think I would have to give that a view. Yeah. I'd be really curious as to how
together work real well. And then they should be bringing what's his name, Joey Pants back for that too, right?
Ooh.
Joey Panyag, what's his name?
Michael
the guy
Pena?
who plays, Pagnaghi or how? God, I can't say his name. He's the guy who was in The Sopranos. Can't remember his name. I can't say his name.
Which one? Which guy was it in The Sopranos?
That narrowed it down. There's lots of guys in The Sopranos.
Yeah, I know. I just don't. I can't pick it out. I didn't see the
because
Bad
he plays
Boys
the captain in the Bad Boys movies.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see any of the Bad Boys.
No, he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Okay. No.
I can't. I'm not getting the name right. Let's see. So I'm pulling up movies for Jan out of curiosity what we got coming up. Just out of curiosity, and we can get this thing over.
Yep. We've been on almost 2 hours here.
Anybody thinking about seeing this Doolittle movie with Robert Downey?
No. I saw the trailer and it's him as a British accent, same as Sherlock Holmes. No. I'm
not feeling it either.
No.
Ironically, opposite Bad Boys for Life, not a good idea. I'm not recognizing names on anything here. Here in the rest of the month. February. Okay, right away, early February is the Harley Quinn thing.
Yeah, I don't care about Harley Quinn.
There's a Fantasy Island movie coming? How am I not aware of that?
Why would I want to see that?
Well, it's the same weekend as the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's coming next month already. Is Sonic? Holy crap!
Yeah,
that's gonna be a.
I saw the Russians in the theater. I'm like, eh.
Well, everyone was complaining, and I'm like, why are you complaining? None of you going to go see it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is, okay, I mean, Detective Pikachu. Okay, it just kind of, let's go ahead and let's.
Yeah, people kind of saw Detective Pikachu and said, okay, maybe. Versus I don't know.
Not for Sonic.
yeah, maybe not for Sonic.
I mean, it may have worked for Detective Pikachu, but come on, let's not try to deep six the idea already.
By the way, is it possible we might be saying, could that be the biggest bomb of Jim Carrey's career coming?
He's another one who's had bad films.
Jim Carrey, for me, hasn't.
He's busy painting artwork now. I'm surprised he came out of retirement for this.
Well, Rick Moranis also came out of retirement too after raising his kid.
Yeah, after his wife died.
Yeah, and he raised his kids.
Yeah, his kids are grown.
That's basically why he stepped out of Hollywood, because he raised his kids.
Right. Yeah.
That's an admirable thing. So now he's trying to get back into working. But Jim Carrey, it's just, I don't know, he made a left turn at Nowhere Land somewhere along the line, and I don't think I've seen him in a solid thing in years.
No.
Which, it's kind of sad, but then of course I know that he did have some mental problems, throughout.
I'm unaware. Really?
What? Really what?
Who just flushed?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I had to.
You were looking at me. Did you hear the sound of your voice? The sound of his voice. It's like,
this is radio. I'm not looking at anybody.
Yeah, you're not looking at anybody. I thought I had the phone I thought I had it far enough away that when he would catch it on the microphone.
So anyway,
real fast, just looking ahead.
Speaking of
March 6th onward.
Yep.
There's a bunch here where I don't recognize the names. Mulan is the 27th of March.
All right, so
that New Mutants movie is back on the schedule again.
What?
You know that won't happen.
No, that's not going to be on in April. No.
James, they're doing another one of those stupid Peter Rabbit movies.
Yeah, that thing was terrible. It got bad write-ups because the rabbits were apparently like assholes to the the farmer.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. Peter Rabbit 2, the runaway.
If it'll put kids in the theater in time for Easter. That's all it's about.
Yeah, that's all ploy. That's all ploy.
It's 2 weeks before Easter, so that's why.
Yeah, basically rabbit movie for Easter. Whoopee.
Yeah. So Bond is the 8th with No Time to Die. I'm looking to see if there's anything. May is the Black Widow movie right away at the beginning of May.
Yeah.
There's a Legally Blonde 3?
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just reading it and I'm shocked. I haven't even heard a thing about this.
Yeah, well, neither have I. And then the fact that Legally Blonde 2 wasn't that great. Legally Blonde 1 skidded right underneath the threshold.
That was a hit that year.
Yeah, it was a hit, though. It did okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. It skidded into the proper spot. But
you know what it is? You know what it is? They did the Broadway show.
So now they're
running the Broadway musical, and that did well. And I bet somebody sat there and said, "Hey, you know what?"
It was a shot in the arm. Yeah.
Yeah. That animated Scooby-Doo movie, that Scoob thing, is May 15th.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too.
Here's interesting.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's just the pre-story how they get together.
50 years, man. That show's been on.
It took them 50 years to get to the beginning of how they got together, and then even then, 50 years too late. I mean,
here's interesting, which is so May 22nd, Fast Furious 9. I haven't seen a thing about Fast Furious. It's got to be a Super Bowl release.
There is
trailer, probably.
There is a Fast and Furious children's show currently running now.
Right, but we're talking about the.
Yeah, there's a Fast and Furious children's show, and I think it's on that.
Charlie Brown as like a young Vin Diesel drawn like Charlie Brown saying family and riding his big wheel down the street.
Yes.
As he goes down in his boxcar racer down the hill.
Yes, soapbox racer.
It's opposite the SpongeBob movie.
What's that, Jeff?
It's opposite the SpongeBob movie.
Oh, another SpongeBob movie. How about that?
Yeah. Well, didn't you see the preview? Oh, that was in the Jumanji trailer. The Jumanji half-hour previews there's another SpongeBob movie.
Oh.
Wonder Woman is June 5th.
Yep.
Wow. I'm kind of looking at this just to look ahead. I'm not a horror guy, but the new Candyman is out in June. I don't think you saw this trailer, but it was in with I can't remember what it was in with, but there was something for a musical called In the Heights, and it's being done by the guy who did Hamilton.
Okay.
And the trailer looks great.
When is that West Side Story coming?
That's not for a while.
Yeah,
that's later.
I don't think they're filming it yet.
I think they're in the process of starting.
Okay.
But so In the Heights is the 26th, opposite of Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah, that. Ugh.
And then that Free Guy thing is the 3rd.
That's summer, yeah.
There's the 3rd of July. There's another Minions movie.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
I know why.
Because all the 40-something moms love it.
Well, in fairness, I like Minions, but Jesus. But after I went and paid money to see the last one, I am not falling for that trap again. Ghostbusters is July 10th.
Totally. I'm in.
They're doing a Bob's Burgers movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. The Jungle Cruise thing with The Rock is the 24th, but I haven't heard anything about it. What's August? August has got to be Bill. I guess August is going to be Bill and Ted.
I might be in on that.
Well,
it's late August.
Is that like later Bill and Ted, or is it just like a reboot?
Adult Bill and Ted.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. No. This is them. They've been reworking. I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm just kind of throwing things out there that look interesting, and then we can wrap, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a lot in. Oh, Kingsman is the Kingsman's prequel. That's somewhere in September.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. I did like the Kingsman.
Right, I don't know. I guess there's another. Oh, Venom here. October 2nd. I Eat Your Head is back.
Oh, Venom 2.
Mm-hmm. There's a G.I. Joe Snake Eyes opposite Halloween. The next Halloween.
Anything about that, so I doubt that's going to be happening, is that Snake Eyes movie.
I've not heard a thing.
Nope.
I guess Eternals is in the first weekend of November.
It's November for the Eternals, yeah.
And then Godzilla vs. Kong looks like it's going to be Thanksgiving weekend.
All right.
I saw King of Monsters. That was okay.
Well, I expect more people will think about it with that. Okay, so December, Dune is on the 18th. Wow. December 18th, Dune, Coming to America 2, and West Side Story.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'd have to go see Coming to America if I had to choose.
And they're doing a Tom and Jerry movie? Really?
Oh, what?
Okay. Tom and
They're
Jerry.
doing a Tom and Jerry movie. Interesting.
Yeah, it can't be like the old MGM skits where they maim each other like Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those will always be the benchmark
I'm positive there are things in here that we're not thinking about, that we're not aware of, but that's kind of just a basic overview of what I'm looking at for.
Aren't we getting another DC film? Or just Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman then?
Right, that's it.
Yeah, the Batman doesn't come out till 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's going to be it's a slow Marvel year too. It's only 2 films.
Yep.
It's only, and this is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting test for Marvel, because I think they'll get people for a Black Widow movie, but Eternals.
Everyone's all like, "What's an Eternals?"
Yeah,
I don't know what the Eternals are.
Okay, you figure with all of the stuff that's happened in the last 2 to 3 years with all of the, the DC Universe, the MCU, and all the rest of it. Okay, and I think now this year it seems like, okay, they kind of like downscaled it to, okay, Black Widow, Birds of Prey, and now this new Eternals thing, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to introduce something new.
Well, they are.
Different? Yeah, okay.
They are. It's, how about, I don't want to beat a dead horse because we've been on for a while, but we've talked about this before, where they seem to be in a situation where they've made some choices where they're taking some risks and what they're releasing in the theaters versus what they're going to put on Disney Plus. Because some of the things that they're putting on Disney Plus, I would sit there and I would be like, oh, I want to see that.
So you thinking the Eternals, they're going to see what it does en masse against what Disney Plus will say, oh, okay, well, since it did so well in the theaters en masse, it will probably do just as well on television. Maybe
No, I mean, like, for example, like for TV,
like a pilot?
They're talking about, like for Disney Plus series, they're talking about Moon Knight, they're talking about She-Hulk, they're talking, I mean, obviously, there's this WandaVision series.
Yep.
There's a Loki series. There's this Falcon and Winter Soldier series. There's a lot of stuff when you hear some of those things, it's like, ooh, I'd pay my money to go see that in the movie theater.
Oh, so you're looking at it from the other way around. Oh, okay.
They want to move the obscure stuff to the forefront. Like, you think maybe if they did a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. movie, it might have done better on a screen, on the big screen instead of the TV screen.
In fairness, I have heard talk lately that they're in the process, because the statute of limitations on them using some of those heroes that they use on Netflix is starting to go. So I think they're getting ready to make a move with Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think they're getting ready to make a move with some of those characters too. So we'll see.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I'd go see a Luke Cage movie.
I'll tell you right now, if they were smart, what would be interesting would be if you're going to develop a Daredevil movie, it would be interesting if you could get Vincent D'Onofrio to play the Kingpin again. And if that would be where I would use my last chance to use Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man's going to have his own standalone as their final.
I think.
Farewell.
He has no. The way that they have it written right now is he's got his own standalone, and he's got one more Marvel other movie that he's doing.
So
at the moment.
So that right now with
that
Spider-Man,
can change, obviously though, but
right, that can change.
We go from one to two extra movies with Spider-Man, which either way, I mean, more Spider-Man is not a bad thing.
Well, the thing is they only have him for. I mean, here's the thing: they only really have him for one. At the moment, they only have him for one more MCU movie that isn't a Spider-Man movie. So they have to make that choice wisely about what they're going to put him in, and so that becomes a question. And I don't know. My guess is they've got that kind of figured out, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you've heard the same rumors, Mike, about that Ryan Reynolds might show up as Deadpool in Spider-Man.
There's rumors about everything being in the works.
Yeah. So, although there is one thing we do know that Deadpool 3 is a go.
Well,
we know that
they don't have a script
we
yet.
don't know enough about it.
Do they have a script?
But Deadpool is hot, though. I mean, it's a hot.
Even so, they were talking.
He always will be as long as Ryan Reynolds is attached to it, I think.
Well, and as long as the movie's halfway decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as the movie's halfway decent.
Haven't they been? I mean,
but they could have a bad Deadpool movie.
But I mean,
I'm not saying that there's going to be if there is or if there isn't going to be a bad Deadpool movie. Did say that 10 times quick.
No, we don't have time.
No, I know that. But anyway, all I'm saying is, but everything that they put out in Deadpool has been solid, right? Even down to the smaller movies that they made, with him and, with things that I've seen on the internet and such. I mean, it sounds like it's a rather solid commodity, Deadpool. So.
Yeah, but keep in mind, like I said, the question is, is this going to be what you've seen before as an R-rated movie, or is this going to be okay? We're going to spade and neuter Deadpool because we want him in the MCU.
Let's hope not, because if they spade and neuter Deadpool, he's dead. Because that's the charm of Deadpool.
They did the cut.
The Once Upon a Deadpool.
Once Upon a Deadpool cut, which I have not seen yet.
I did. It was fun. It was fun. Because the whole thing with the Princess Bride thing, and they taped out. He's holding Fred Savage hostage, which is awesome. But in fairness, for the few scenes that were in there that were it wasn't enough that if you'd seen the other movie. If you hadn't seen Deadpool 2, Once Upon a Deadpool was awesome. If you've seen Deadpool 2, you could have waited until, you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, so we covered a lot of ground. We've got a lot to look forward to in the coming, not the new year. It's not the coming year. It's the new year.
It's here.
Yeah, man.
And most importantly of all, we don't have to watch the New England Patriots anymore.
No. Yay. I love that Lord of the Rings meme you posted.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Watch that.
Goodbye, Tom Brady.
Well, Mike, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us?
We're on the internet. We're on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're on emails. We got thems. SOTRTpodcast@gmail.com. We're on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe. You'll know when new content drops. We'll have our sister show later in the week. News of the Squared. Shout out to Scott. We're on Facebook. Follow us there. You'll get the funny stories from the News of the Squared. And, of course, we got the email, and of course, hey, follow us here on the Facebook, and of course, we appreciate the podcasting platforms that we're on: Apple, Google, Spotify, PodBean, Anchor. Leave us a review; we'd appreciate it very much.
All right, and thank you so much for joining us here at the Squares of the Round Table. I'm Jive and Ivan, and of course, with Mike and Jeff.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.